Let me ask you a question. Have you ever browsed through your local TV guide or Netflix, and then you stumble across a movie with a title so bizarre and fascinating, you end up watching the movie out of pure interest? Well, when I found a title with two very different words in the same sentence, I had to see what this was about. Frankenstein's army. So the basic plot is that in World War II, the Nazis are using the research of Victor Frankenstein to create life, in the form of these monsters as their new troops. Think Hellraiser meets Silent Hill meets steampunk. So, a bunch of Russian soldiers are sent on a secret mission to find the lab and survive the attacking monsters. It's basically a haunted house sort of story, in which the characters are thrown to a creepy location and are just asked to survive the night. You're probably thinking, this could sound good, scary, or even fun in a sort of haunted house sort of way. But here's the kicker. It's a found footage film. Because, you know, found footage films are such great sources of entertainment nowadays. I'll get to that in a moment. First of all, the production design is splendid. The sets look great, the costume designs match well with the time period, all the creatures have their own unique designs where each one of them stands out, and the makeup is amazing. Especially the prosthetics and the actual costumes themselves, along with the awesome practical effects on each of them. In short, great art design. However, the drawback to this great look is the terrible camera. Seriously, this has got to be some of the worst cinematography I've seen in a found footage film yet. I know it's a found footage film where someone is off screen holding the camera and constantly meant to be on the move, but for the love of God, this person cannot stay still or focus on one thing to save their life. It's the action scenes and the scenes of the killings is where it's especially bad. There's a moment in the film where there's one guy being attacked by this monster and the cameraman just moves away from it. I know it's meant to be wrong, but come on, can you just stay still and look at it? Look at what's going on screen. Look at what's going on, what's meant to be filmed. This happens a lot. Whenever a monster comes out on screen, the guy always moves away before you even get to see it. All this is especially bad when the camera is shaking non-stop. With the exception of some scenes where they put the camera down to focus on something, it always feels like the cameraman has Parkinson's. You have to feel sorry for the guy who spent hours in a makeup chair just for a scene where the camera can see him for barely a second. It constantly either moves focus away from something going on set, or enter abruptly into something going on set. If you go online and search this movie, most of the marketing done is on the creatures. Most images I can find is about the monsters themselves. And yet you can barely see them on screen because the camera will not keep focus on something. Especially the guys in the massive prosthetic suit. There was one incident where a guy was being attacked by this really big monster and yet the camera just bars in the middle of it. Like, what the hell happened? There are moments like that throughout the film, especially during the second half. Now let's move on to the characters. Putting aside the bad actors that are playing them, the characters are either dull, stupid, bastards, or all the above. Especially the leader of the group, who is constantly ignoring advice given to him and disrespecting every character in the film. He keeps doing this to a point where we just want to smack him just to open his eyes for 1 second. And also just to shut the fucker up. As for the rest of the characters, they're just dull soldiers who are doing stupid stuff in order to get killed by the creatures. Or to be picked on by the leader of the group. With the exception of the one who's just there to shut the fucker up. And given the slow pacing and weak story, they don't have much to do until the monsters find them. In the end, Frankenstein's Army is a great looking film with excellent costumes, makeup and sets, but it is ruined by an empty story, slow pacing, unlikable nor interesting characters, and inexcusable camera work. I give Frankenstein's Army 2 out of 5. If you're a found footage film fan, I'd recommend you just find it online. As for horror fans, I'd skip it if I was you. Especially if you're sick of found footage films like most people are nowadays. And it's a shame, because this could be a good, guilty pleasure, enjoyable film. If it wasn't for the ADD-ridden camera, which begs the question, with a film of this concept and scale, why the hell is this a found footage film anyway? But anyway, if you like the video, please thumbs up, comment and subscribe. I'm filmmaker Kenny, and I bid you a good day.